BOP transactions, money flowing into India will be taken as credit. Money flowing into India will be taken as credit. Money going out of India will be taken as debit. We export some goods or services to foreign countries. For example, product. India is exporting a product named ABC. They are exporting it to foreign countries. In return, India will get some money. So that will be credit. Follow பண்ண முடியுதா? So India is exporting some goods or any services. For example, TCS. They are exporting services to foreign country. So in return for the services, TCS will get some money. So that will be recorded as credit for India. Then we are importing certain goods from foreign countries. For example, petroleum products. We are importing from foreign countries. Then India is giving money to the foreign country. So that will be recorded as debit, because money is going out of India. Follow பண்ண முடியலையா? Today's topic is balance of payment. Balance of payment means economic and financial transactions between India and to the rest of the world. So everything will be recorded in a statement. So that is balance of payment. Here residence means, residence includes government sector, private sector, individuals, corporations. So everyone will do some transactions with the foreign countries. That will be recorded in balance of payment. This balance of payment statements, the record keeping, this will be done by the central bank of the country. In the context of India, it is RBI. So RBI will prepare the balance of payment for India every year. So this is a statement of transactions between India and foreign countries. So India will do some export, and similarly India will do some import also. So when India is exporting some goods and services to foreign countries, in return India will get some money. So that will be recorded as credit plus positive. When India is importing some goods or services, India will give money to the foreign country. So it will be recorded as debit. Everything. So now further, what are all will be there in balance of payment problem. So for example, so money goes out of India, that will be debit due to whatever reason. So money comes into India due to whatever reason. So for example, Indian government or any individual in India, they are getting loans from the foreign country. So money comes into India. That loan also one form of money coming into India. Then we are exporting. Even then money will come into India. It will be added as credit. So there are a lot of ways money goes into and comes out of the country. Okay. Jeevan. Okay. What is mean by autarky? Closed economy. So open economy, closed economy. Open economy means they are doing free trade with the rest of the world. For example, if India is called open economy, it means India is free to trade with the foreign countries. They are they are doing free trade with the foreign countries. That is open economy. Closed economy means they are self-reliant. It means they are not depending on any other countries for their survival. But as of now, none of the country in the world is closed economy. This concept is outdated. It was followed during 1950s, during Cold War era. That time they were following some of the economies were closed economies. Recent as of now, close to nothing is 100% closed economy, but at least closed economies, that is North Korea. North Korea can be called as closed economy. That is not due to their decision. Actually, it was imposed by the foreign countries because everyone they were imposing restrictions on North Korea. So they were not able to do trade with the foreign countries. Only trade partner of North Korea is China. They can do trade only with China. Then Russia, obviously. So they are the two supportive countries. Previously, Cuba is a closed economy during 1950s, during Cold War era. Most of the communist countries were closed economies. Exactly. They won't do any export and import also. That is self-reliant. But India cannot be self-reliant because we are depending on
கியூபா செல்ஃப் நான் படிச்சிருக்கேன் என்னன்னா மெடிக்கல் சர்வீசஸ் ஏதாவது ஒரு பெரிய ப்ராப்ளம்லாம் ப்ரொவைட் பண்ண முடியும்.
that is free of cost.
Free of cost.
They will do during COVID time also they did free of cost. They did services.
Export service
That is not for in return for money. They are doing it as service.
return for money na அது ஒரு
No, actually correct னு சொல்றது, but only during some extreme cases. They are not doing it for their own. They are doing it for the sake of humanity. COVID timeல in return they did அவங்களுக்கு எதுவுமே கிடைக்கல, but still they helped every countries. They exported medical services.
எக்கானமி இல்லாம
ஒரு service motive. Not closed economy. We have some restrictions. Restricted economy. We have a lot of restrictions for export and import.
இந்த ஓபன் எக்கனாமி எப்ப சார் இந்த கான்செப்ட்
From 2000 years also. From the date of historical period. அப்பையிலிருந்து every country is depending on some other country. So trade happened from 2000 years also. IVC during IVC periods. Indus Valley civilization, they were doing trade with other civilizations. For example, Roman civilizations, Chinese civilization, they were doing trade. So trade is not a new concept. This self-reliant, this closed economy is due to protectionism during Cold War era. During 1950s, all the world countries were divided into two blocks, capitalist bloc and communist bloc. So some of the communist countries were following closed economy during that time, not now. Even the so-called communist country called China, they are projecting themselves as communist country. They are not following closed economy. They are the major exporter in the world. Okay. Balance of statement will consist of current account, capital account, net errors and omissions. So this is the major heading. The balance of statement prepared by RBI will consist of current account details, capital account, then net errors and omissions. And under the capital account, balance of trade or balance of receivables. Balance of invisibles. Current account. Current account will be further classified into balance of trade or balance of visibles or balance of invisibles. Balance of invisibles will be further divided into services, transfer payments, factor income. Factor. What are the factors of production? ECNL. E means entrepreneur. C means capital. N means natural resources or N. L means labor. So for example, factors of production means nothing but to produce a good, certain things are needed. For example, to produce a bread, land is needed to cultivate the crop, then labor, then certain money to invest, that is capital, then to organize all three, entrepreneur is needed. So these are factors of production. So they are giving factors of production. In return, everyone, these four components, they will return something. So no one will do free of work. So they will return something. So labor will expect wage. Land, rent. Capital, interest. Entrepreneur will expect profit. So these are factors of production. That is factor income. Balance of payment, current account, capital account. Current account will be further divided into balance of trade or balance of visibles and balance of invisibles. Balance of invisibles will be further divided into services, transfer payments, factor income. Everything that is balance of trade. Okay. Here balance of visibles. Okay. Exactly. ஏன்னா why it is not recorded here means that is balance of trade or balance of visibles. So those are physical goods, we can see it, we cannot see the services. So balance of invisibles.
Transfer of payments and factoring for example.
Everything will be further detail பார்க்கலாம். So that is classification. We are seeing the introduction, we will see everything in detail. Then capital account will be further divided into investments, investments, loans, then banking capital. Investments, loans, banking capital. Investments will be further divided into foreign direct investments and foreign portfolio investment. We are seeing the introduction. So difference between FDI and FPI, we will definitely see FPI. Yeah, under FPI it will be further divided into FII, which is foreign institutional investments, then offshore derivatives. Foreign institutional investments. Offshore derivatives. Then depository receipts. Depository receipts.
Current account capital account. Current account capital account.
இல்லை உங்கள் கிளாஸிஃபிகேஷன் டேரெக்டாக டீட்டெயில் போகலாமா? ஓகே. இல்லை ஆக்சுவலாக வந்து இது எல்லாமே சிங்கிள் பேஜில் இருந்தால் இட் வில் பி ஈஸி ஃபார் யூ. ஸோ நீங்கள் ரிவைஸ் பண்ணுறது இட் வில் பி யூஸ்ஃபுல். ஸோ நான் ஒன்று ஒன்றா பேப்பர் ஒரு பேஜாக கொடுக்கறது இது எல்லாமே சிங்கிள் பேஜில் இருக்கும். ஸோ இந்த ஹோல் கான்செப்ட் வில் பி கவர்ட் இன் a single page. Okay. Then first one is current account. Net errors and omissions. So we are going to see current account. Current account means those transactions which do not alter the assets or liabilities of do not alter the assets or liabilities of Indian residents, alter the assets or liabilities of Indian residents Indian residents assets or liabilities outside India. So capital account transactions do not alter the Indian residents assets or liabilities outside India. Outside India or and or foreign residents assets or liabilities inside India. Foreign residents assets or liabilities inside India. It do not alter. So current account do not alter both. One is Indian residents assets or liabilities outside India. Two, foreign residents assets or liabilities inside India. It does not alter both. That is current account transactions. Foreign residents assets or liabilities inside India. Another difference is capital account transactions are single way transaction. Single way transaction. Single or one way transaction. Capital account transactions. Capital current account transactions are single way or one way transactions. Single or one way transactions. For example, India is exporting some goods. In return, the foreign country will pay some money. The transaction ends there. So நம்ம export பண்றோம், உங்க காசு கொடுக்குறாங்க. That is a single transaction. Export முடிஞ்சிடுச்சு. So, but capital account transactions are two-way transactions or multiple-way transactions. For example, Indian government is giving loan to Sri Lankan government. For example, Indian government gave 100 crore to Sri Lankan government for 5-year period. So every year Sri Lankan government has to pay interest to the loan. After some time they will pay the principal of 100 crore. So this transaction is continuously happening for the next 5 years. So that is two-way transaction or multiple way transaction. That is capital account. It do not alter the Indian residents assets or liabilities. So all these transactions will not alter the Indian residents assets or liabilities. For, you can ask. Yeah.
How?
So for example, balance of trade. India is exporting some goods. In return, we are getting some money. அதனால நம்மளோட அசெட்ஸ் ஆர் லியபிலிட்டிஸ் ஏதாவது சேஞ்ச் ஆகுதா? ஓகே, அசெட்ஸ் கேட்குறேன். அசெட்ஸ் ஆர் லியபிலிட்டிஸ். ஸோ இட் ஒன்ட் சேஞ்ச். ஸோ பட் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இந்த டிரான்சாக்ஷன் ஃபாரின் இன்வெஸ்ட்மெண்ட், ஃபாரின் கம்பெனி, ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் அமேசான், they are investing some amount in Indian stock exchanges or Indian companies, then they are getting some assets in India. Okay va? Balance of trade or balance of receivables. Balance of trade or balance of receivables. It is the difference between the value of exports and imports done by India. Difference between value of exports and value of imports done by India. For example, India is exporting 100 crore worth some goods, for example rice, but India is importing 150 crore worth of petroleum products. Value of import and export done by India. So this difference of 50 crore, that is balance of trade. So balance of trade or visible or tangible goods. Tangible goods. 100 crore worth of rice. So for example, India is exporting only 100 crore of worth for the next financial year. For the whole year, for example, only 100 crore worth of rice. But again, India is also not importing anything except 150 crore of petroleum products. So the difference of 50 crore, that is balance of trade. Balance of trade or balance of receivables. For example, சொன்னா for example
150 crore rice, so 100 crore to petroleum.
Exactly. Okay.
Same தான். அந்த மாதிரி நானும் 50 தான் இருக்கு.
Exactly. So but here India is, this is export, this is import. So actually we have negative balance of trade. You get a question. Excellent. So as of now, in this example, India has negative balance of trade. It means India is exporting less but importing more. So this is negative balance of payment, 50 crore of negative balance of trade. So in this example, suppose India is exporting same 100 crore of rice, but India is importing only 50 crore worth of petroleum products due to exploration in India. So India petrol kadikudhu, we are not depending on foreign countries, so we stopped importing petroleum products. So right now India is importing only 50 crore. So in this example, India has 50 crore positive balance of trade. As of now. So that is the next question. So in terms of India, whether balance of trade or balance of visible will be positive or negative according to your obviously positive obviously. So according to your thought, நீங்க என்ன நினைக்கிறீங்க, whether balance of trade will be positive or negative for India?
இப்போ நெகட்டிவா இருந்துச்சு, கோவிட் டைம் வந்து பாசிட்டிவா இருந்துச்சு. ஏன்னா நம்ம இம்போர்ட் அதிகமாக பண்ணல, எக்ஸ்போர்ட் பண்ணணும், ஃபார்மசி இம்போர்ட் அதிகமாக பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டாங்க.
அப்படியா?
அந்த டைம்ல அக்ரிகல்ச்சர் பிரைமரி செக்டரோட இதுவும் அதிகமாக வச்சுட்டாங்க.
Okay, actually India's balance of trade is always negative except 3 years during 2001 to 2004. Except these 3 years, balance of trade is always mostly negative for India, because we are depending on foreign countries for petroleum products. We are importing almost 85 to 90% of our petroleum products from foreign countries. So actually this is about the value of goods, value of export and import, not about the quantity of export. So quantity of export means we will export more because we are exporting more agricultural products, but agricultural products for a value it is very less. So balance of trade is about value of export and import of goods. It is not about the quantity. 2001 to 4. The reason is that time petroleum prices were very minimal. During 2001 to 2004, crude oil prices were very low. So அதனால நம்மளோட import bill it was reduced. Sorry, LOC. Okay, we will see trade credit nu paapom. So okay, balance of trade means the difference between value of export and import. So our import consists of mineral fuels and oils. That is the maximum we are spending for import. Our trade balance is negative mainly due to mineral oils and oil import. Another reason is vegetable oils. So that's why Indian government is promoting palm oil production in northeastern states and in Andaman areas. So it will reduce our import bill. So we are wasting our forex reserves on vegetable oils. So instead of importing from foreign countries, we can produce those vegetable oils. But we cannot produce petroleum products, but we can produce vegetable oils. So that's why central government is promoting palm oil production by these schemes. So this is our imports. Vegetable oils, palm oil. Our top 10 import partners. We are importing more from China. importing more than petroleum products. Saudi and Emirates, they are the second and third, but still we are importing more from China. Not technologies, it is cheap goods. This is goods, not services. Only goods. Balance of trade is about goods only. This is our import. Okay. Any reason? You can guess. Exactly. So, 23 quarter, due to Russia-Ukraine war, we started importing more oil from Russia. So that's why Russia became our second partner in last year. Previously it was Saudi and Middle East. From last year, from Russia we are importing more oil. Then top 10 export destinations. USA. Food products, obviously. Food products or some unfinished goods. Industrial products, pharmacy. So we will export the products, and in US they will assemble the products. So US, then again UAE, agricultural products. Imports by commodity, exports. Export. Import partners. So we are actually exporting more agricultural products. That is our major export. Actually, it varies every year. This is the data of financial year 22. So it will vary. Yeah, first quarter mattum. 23 oda first quarter. So actually this data will vary. So for example, okay, suppose if India is exporting more goods than exporting, that means that is trade surplus. If India is our export, is more than import, then it is called trade surplus, surplus trade. Trade surplus. If India is importing more than export, that is called trade deficit. That is deficit trade. If India is exporting the same amount, then that is export and import is equal. Export is equal to import. Then it is called trade equilibrium. Trade deficit. Trade deficits means பற்றாக்குறை. தமிழ் வந்து பற்றாக்குறை. Okay. So இது கம்ப்ளீட் பண்ணிருக்கோம். Balance of trade or balance of visibles. Then balance of invisibles. It means the export and import of intangible goods. Intangible. Export and import of intangible goods. Intangible. Intangible means we cannot see it, we cannot feel. So services, software services we are exporting. TCS is exporting, we cannot see those, so that is intangible. So balance of invisible consists of 3 items. One is services, under the services head India used to record 13 items, but IMF's manual 21. Services, under the head of services we are recording 13 items. For example, 1 travel, transportation, everything is services. Traveling is a services. Transportation, construction services, telecommunication, then insurance services, banking. So like that there are 13 heads. There is no risk actually on this is for our convenience. We are following IMF, but not to the exact same data, because those are developed countries. It is easy for them to record every transaction, but India is a developing country, so for our convenience we are recording only 13 items. Actually India is a sovereign country, so they cannot impose everything on India. Okay, so our central government is supreme, our parliament is supreme, so IMF is not supreme. They can give guidelines, they cannot impose everything. Actually 1990 only impose பண்ணாங்க, but at that time we are not in position to refuse due to balance of payment crisis. 1991 LPG reforms, liberalization, privatization, globalization. We started the reforms in 1991. At that time they imposed. Okay, so your notes will be provided. So what are the 13 heads? Yeah, those are self-explanatory. For example, few examples. Air India. Air India is giving traveling services to foreigners. Qatar Airways, for example, Air India, British Airways or Qatar Airways, they are giving traveling services. That will be recorded under the head of services. Construction services, they are exporting some workers. Middle East work பண்றவங்க எல்லாரும் Middle East work பண்றவங்க எல்லாரும் from Indian, Bangladeshi and Pakistanis. For example, an Indian resident is going for Switzerland. Indian resident, keen observe பண்ணுங்க. Indian resident is going for tourism to Switzerland or any foreign country, that is called export of tourism or import of tourism. From the perspective of India.
We are exporting tourism. நம்ம வந்து import பண்றோம். நமக்கு அது செலவு இல்லை.
We are exporting or importing. Guess பண்ணுங்க, take a guess. Indian resident is going to US. No, from the perspective of BOP. BOP statement record பண்ணணும். So, for example, நீங்க என்ன சொல்றீங்க? That is import of tourism or export of tourism. Just guess பண்ணுங்க. Nothing wrong. ஏன்னா நான் ஏன் இந்த கொஸ்டின் கேட்குறேன்னா, எக்ஸ்பிளைன் இட் த ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஸ்லைட் சொல்லியிருந்தேன்ல, மணி கோஸ் இன் டு த கண்ட்ரி, மணி கம்ஸ் இன் டு த கண்ட்ரி, கோஸ் அவுட் ஆஃப் த கண்ட்ரி, கோஸ் இன் டு த கண்ட்ரி. ஸோ அதை பேஸ் பண்ணி இந்த கொஸ்டின். Exactly. So that is import of tourism. When an Indian resident is going abroad, money is going out of the country. So he is going to spend in US. USல போய் செலவு பண்ணுவாரு. Little tricky.
வேலைக்கு போயிட்டு சார் இது வந்து டூரிசம்.
Okay.
ஒர்க்குக்காக போனா இங்க ரெமிட்டன்ஸ் பண்ணுவாங்க.
Yeah, அங்கந்து வரும். That is positive. So he is going for tourism. So money goes out of the country to US. So it is equal to, we are giving some, we are importing. So that is import of tourism. So prelims questions will be like this. Prelims questions இப்படி தான் இருக்கும். Whether it is conceptual clarity, you should have a conceptual clarity. So இது basic question now. So whether it is import of tourism or export of tourism. Next question. A foreigner comes to India for tourism. That will be export or import? Export of tourism. Because money comes into India. When a foreigner comes to India, money comes into India. That is export of tourism. Okay.
Fishing on the Sri Lankan ocean.
Okay. Sri Lankan ocean.
அவங்களோட பவுண்டரியில ஃபிஷிங் பண்றாங்க.
That is international boundary or Sri Lankan boundary?
Sri Lankan boundary.
Okay.
அது வந்து எந்த ஜிடிபி தான்?
What you are talking about? GDP எதுக்கு பேசுறோம்?
இல்ல இது ஒரு क्वेश्चन நான் பார்த்தேன்.
Okay.
GDP
GDP.
ஏதாவது எந்த கண்ட்ரியோட GDP ஆட் பண்ணுவாங்க?
So if it is in international boundary, it will be included in India. If it is in Sri Lankan waters, so their territorial waters, it will be included in Sri Lankan economy. So அந்த அளவுக்குலாம் as of now வேண்டாம் for freshers. Services then. Factor. Factor income or transfer payments. A foreigner comes to India. US resident comes to India. He will spend the money in India, within India. வரப்ப he will spend the money in India. So India gets money. So Indian residents getting money. So that is export of tourism from the perspective of India. Indian perspective, that is export of tourism. Then factor income. It includes investment income like dividends, profits. Then interest income on loans. For example, Indian companies, Reliance, they are investing in some foreign countries. For example, Reliance has invested in some foreign countries in US. So based on the investment, they will get some dividends or profit. For example, Reliance bought 50% share in Facebook, which is an US company. Reliance bought 50% shares of Facebook. So from the 50% shares, Reliance will get periodical income or dividend or profit. So the dividends and profit will be recorded in factor income. But the amount Reliance spent, for example, Reliance spent 500 million US dollar to buy the 50% shares of Facebook. This 500 million will be included under capital account. Only the dividends and profits will be included under the current account. The principal amount, the capital spent, will be recorded in the capital account. Okay. Exactly. Yeah, அதனால தான் வந்து that principal 500 million that will be recorded under capital account. So அது assets change ஆகுது obviously because Reliance is getting assets. So that will be included under capital account, is 500 million. But based on the 500 million, for example, Reliance is getting 1 million periodical income, that is dividends or profit. This 1 million will be included in current account. Or another example, Walmart is a US company, US based company. They bought around 80% shares of Flipkart in 2018. So they must have spent some 500 crore. This 500 crore will be recorded under capital account. But because of the 500 crore, Walmart will get periodical income. That periodical income will be recorded in the current account of US and also India. For US it is credit, for India it is debit. Money goes out of India. Exactly. Something goes into one country, that is debited from another country. That will be similarly recorded in another countries, BOP. How India is recording BOP, similarly every country will do BOP recording. Then interest income on loans. For example, Indian government has given loans to some foreign country. In return, Indian government is getting periodical interest. That interest part will be recorded in current account under the heading of factor income. After some time, for example, after a tenure of 5 years, Indian government will get the principal. For example, 100 crore principal they have given. that 100 crore recover பண்றாங்க. That 100 crore recovery will be recorded in capital account. Only the interest part will be recorded under current account. The principal part will be recorded under capital account.
நீங்கள் சொன்னீங்க லோன் பிரின்சிபல் அமௌண்ட் வந்து கேபிட்டல் அக்கௌண்ட்டில் இங்கே கிரெடிட் ஆகும்.
எக்ஸாக்ட்லி.
இங்கே வந்து இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் வந்து இங்கே கிரெடிட் ஆகிடும்.
எக்ஸாக்ட்லி. இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் மட்டும்
வந்து இப்போ வந்து ரிலையன்ஸ் வந்து இப்போ ஃபாரினில் வந்து இன்வெஸ்ட் பண்ணுறது வந்து அவங்களுக்கு வந்து அது வந்து பாசிட்டிவ் எஃப்டிஐ.
எக்ஸாக்ட்லி.
நமக்கு வந்து நெகட்டிவ் ஆகிடுச்சு. அது மூலமாக டிவைட் பண்ணிட்டு ஒரு ப்ராஃபிட்டை வந்தால்
தட் வில் பி இன்
நம்மளோட இதில்
கரண்ட் அக்கௌண்ட்.
அதான் இதில் கிரெடிட் ஆகும்.
எக்ஸாக்ட்லி. Similarly, factors of production. What are all the factors of production? இதெல்லாம் பார்த்தோம். ECNL. For example, an Indian professor is working for some foreign university. For example, Raghuram Rajan, ex-RBI governor. He is working for some foreign universities. In return, they will pay him salaries. He is giving his labor. In return, they will pay him salaries. That will be recorded under factor income. Exactly. ஏன்னா money comes into the country. For example, then similarly, some foreign company, they want to take some lands on the lease basis. Natural resources, that is land. They want to take some 1000 acres of land in India on the lease basis. So for the 1000 acres, they will give some rent. That will be recorded under factor income. Some foreign companies பண்ணோம். Within Indian companies it won't be recorded. It is a transaction between Indian residents and foreign residents. So foreign company record பண்றது மட்டும் தான் it will be included there. Okay. Exactly. But that Hyundai company should be foreign company. It won't be recorded. GDP ல தான் நடக்கும். ECNL means those are factors of production. Entrepreneur, capital. For example, any foreign company, Amazon. Okay, Amazon wants 100 acres of land near Chennai for establishing some godowns. Okay, for some silos. They want to take 100 acres of land on lease basis. So 100 acre lease எடுத்துறாங்க. So no one will give it free of cost. So Amazon will pay them some rent. That rental income will be included under factor income. Factor income.
So why not current account?
Current account தான் இது.
தனியா போட்டீங்க சார்.
இது புது கொஸ்டின் டவுட்டா இருக்கு. இல்ல factor income comes under current account. We can doubt வருது. Okay. Similarly, Tata Group, they want to take some 100 acres in some foreign countries.
யூஸ் பண்ணி நம்ம ஒரு ப்ராடக்ட் எக்ஸ்போர்ட் பண்ணுறோம், அது மணி மணிக்காக. பட் இது வந்து நம்ம ப்ராடக்ட்டுக்கு வந்து நமக்கு இப்போ இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் வருது, இது வந்து அந்த வீட்டு அசஸ்மெண்ட் வருதா?
இல்லை, these are assets on the, it does not increase the assets. This 100 acre of asset will be still with the Indian residents. So suppose in the 100 acre they are selling to the foreign companies. So upper assets and liabilities will change. So they are getting just for rental purpose on lease basis. So the ownership will be still with the Indian residents. So foreign companies ku assets வந்து increase ஆகாது. So they are getting in for lease purpose. Tata Group, they are getting some 1000 acres in US for to establish some factory. So Tata Group will give rental income to the US farmers. So that will be included under factor income, but it will be debit. Money goes out of country. It will be recorded as negative. Some foreign companies is investing in India. This amount will be taken as positive. That is, credit money comes into India.
இப்போ வந்து ஒரு ஃபாரின் கம்பெனி நம்ம இந்தியாவில் இன்வெஸ்ட் பண்ணோம்னா ரெண்டு அக்கௌண்ட் கிரெடிட் ஆகும். கேபிட்டல் அக்கௌண்ட் கிரெடிட் ஆகும், கரண்ட் அக்கௌண்ட் கிரெடிட் ஆகும். கேபிட்டல் அக்கௌண்ட்ல எஃப்டியில் கிரெடிட் ஆகும்.
That is principal. Principal or capital.
இன்னொரு எப்படி கிரெடிட் ஆகும், கரண்ட் அக்கௌண்ட்ல
factor income. Continuous income, periodical income will be recorded under factor income and current account. One time investment, capital will be invested once. So that one time investment will be included under capital account. Then transfer payments. Another point is factor income is mostly negative for India. Factor income is mostly negative for India. Just like balance of trade, that is mostly negative for India. Similarly, the heading of factor income is mostly negative for India, because more interest is going out of India than interest coming into India. For example, interest income. Exactly. Loan illa, they are investing more. FDI is invested more in India than Indian companies invested in foreign. For example, if Reliance invested in foreign companies, they will get periodical income, dividend or profits. So only then it will become positive for India. But as of now, foreign companies invested more in India. Interest கொடுத்துட்டே இருக்கும், periodical interest, profits, because they invested in foreign direct investment, FDI. So we have to give periodical. Exactly. For example, Amazon will get or Walmart will get periodical income from India. So that is, money is going out of India. So that's why factor income is negative. Then similarly, loans given by India to foreign countries is very minimal. India has taken more loans from foreign countries. So we are paying more interest to the foreign countries than interest received from the foreign countries. For example, Indian government has given 1000 crore loans to various countries, but actually Indian government must have bought 2000 crore loans from foreign countries. Simple. So adanal factor income also is mostly negative from Indian perspective. Then services, it will be positive or negative. Any guesses? Services will be positive or negative? Positive, because we are exporting more services. Exactly. So this will be positive. We are exporting more services than services we are imported. It includes remittances, gifts and grants. Grants means it is given free of cost. It does not need to be repaid. For example, World Bank will give some grants to India for various reasons. Maybe to eradicate the malnourishment. So to address the issue, World Bank will give some grants. For example, 1000 crores.
COP 2028 COP 28 வந்து
Environmental concerns, due to any reasons. So grants means free of cost. There is no need to repay. For example, World Bank has given 1000 crore. It means Indian government does not need to be repaid. Those 1000 crore இதை திரும்ப நம்ம பே பண்ண தேவையில்லை. There is no need to repay. That is grants. But loans has to be repaid. So grants will be included under transfer payments. Transfer payments means those transfers that need not to be repaid. Those recordings which do not have any quid pro quo. Quid pro quo. Quid QU ID pro. இது ரீசெண்டாக கேள்விப்பட்டிருப்பீங்களே. There is no favor. Nothing is favor. Quid pro quo means there is some favor. Something is given for in return for something. Do not have transfer payments. Do not have any quid pro quo. Electoral bonds issue la Chief Justice Chandrachud is exactly using the term. There must be some quid pro quo. It means they are giving some they are giving bonds to some political parties they are expecting some returns, some benefits. Electoral bonds என்னாச்சு?
நேற்று ஒரு டாக்குமெண்ட் ரிலீஸ் பண்ணாங்க.
Okay.
டாக்குமெண்ட்னா வந்து எந்த கம்பெனி எந்த பொலிட்டிக்கல் பார்ட்டி ஸ்பெசிஃபிக்காக கொடுத்தாங்க.
ஜி பண்ண எனி பாசிட்டிவ்ஸ் ஸ்டில் ஏதாவது பாசிட்டிவ் சொல்றீங்களா? எலக்டோரல் பாண்ட்ஸ்ல யூ பிலீவ் ஸ்டில் இட் இஸ் a பாசிட்டிவ் ஸ்டெப்.
சுப்ரீம் கோர்ட்டோட ஒரு தீர்ப்பு தான் வந்து ஒரு லாஸ்ட் மேனுக்கு ஒரு கோர்ட்.
ஓகே, இல்ல தட் இஸ் த ரோல் ஆஃப் ஜுடிஷியரி. ஓகே, SBI chairman. Okay. So grants means free of cost. So Indian government is getting some grants from foreign countries. Similarly, Indian government may give grants to some underdeveloped countries, third world countries, for example African countries. So central government will give some grants to African countries.
நம்ம கொடுத்தோம்னா அது வந்து நமக்கு வந்து
Negative. Debit.
அவங்களுக்கு வந்து
Credit. So grants received by the central government will be positive or credit because money comes into India. Then remittances. from the word remit. It means sent back. Remittances comes from the word remit. It means sent back. So remittances means money sent by the residents, Indian residents, or NRI, non-residents Indian working abroad. So they will send the money to their families in India.
அந்த ரெமிட்டன்ஸ்ல ஒன்லி என்ஆர்ஐ மட்டும்
Sorry?
ரெமிட்டன்ஸ்ல என்ஆர்ஐ மட்டும் தான் வருவாங்க,
Exactly.
வேற யாரும்.
ஆமாம்.
ட்ரான்ஸ்ஃபர் பேமெண்ட்டுக்கும் ரெமிட்டன்ஸும் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ரெமிட்டன்ஸ் வந்து பை
Citizens.
ட்ரான்ஸ்ஃபர் பேமெண்ட் வந்து மேபி கவர்மெண்ட் வந்து டைரக்ட் பெனிஃபிட்.
Transfer payments and remittances. The difference will be from the definition of residents. Remittances will be from non-residents. If they are residents, it will be recorded under transfer payments. Sorry, factor income. Factor income. So, for example, ABC. Remittances will be under transfer payments. That will be sent free of cost. This between residents, that will be factor income. For example, professor example பார்த்துருந்தோம்ல, that is factor income. For example பார்க்கும்போது we will understand. புரியும். For example, a person he went to Arabia or UAE. He is staying there for more than 180 days. More than 180 days. He is staying in UAE. So now he will be called non-resident Indian. Non-resident Indian will be called NRI. If a person is staying in outside India for more than 180 days, he will be called as non-resident Indian. So as of now, he is a non-resident Indian. He is working in a company, Aramco. So the company is paying Raghu some salary. For example, 10,000 per month. That salary. Raghu is sending that salary to his family who are living in India. His family is in India. That transfer will be called remittances. The 10,000K sent by Raghu who is living in UAE, but his family is living in India. The transfer of 10,000K, that is remittances, because this family is receiving this 10,000 free of cost. They are not doing any work. So remittances is free of cost.
Resident of India or the NRI?
They are resident. His family, they are resident, but he is non-resident. So the transaction is happening between a non-resident and a resident of India. That's why it will be included in balance of payment under the heading of remittances. Okay. So tomorrow's class cancelled. Seniors, fresh batch. Okay. Okay, able to follow? Exactly. இப்போ உங்களுக்கு புரியும். So now this is remittances. For example, the same Raghu, he is staying in UAE for 90 days. He is working for Aramco. He is getting the same 10K as wage. He is sending the 10K. to his family in India. Now it is not considered as remittances. It will be called transfer payments. Sorry, factor income, because the transaction is happening between Raghu, who is a resident of India, who is still a resident of India. Okay, but the transfer of 10k, the amount sent by Raghu to his family will not be recorded in balance of payment. Will not be recorded in balance of payment because the transaction is between a resident of India and his family. Again, they are resident of India. So the transaction is happening between two residents of India. So it will not be included under balance of payment. But this transaction, wage paid by Aramco to Raghu, it will be included in balance of payment under the heading
Factor of income, wages.
exactly. Exactly. ECN.
இப்போ இது வந்து GNP வேண்டாம்.
Exactly. This is GNP.
Gross national income.
Yeah, both transactions happening between residents and non-residents. BOP transactions will be between residents and foreigners. So here the Raghu is resident, but Aramco is foreigner. So previous example, Raghu is a foreigner, non-resident, and his family is resident. That will be recorded under remittances. This 10k, the company, this transaction will be recorded in BOP or not? Aramco is paying 10,000 to Raghu, first example. So this transaction will be recorded in BOP or not? Exactly, it won't be recorded because Raghu is a non-resident. Aramco is also a non-resident. The transaction is happening between two non-residents. Aramco is a foreign company. As of now, Raghu is also not a resident of India. He is a non-resident. Exactly. So on the example, because he is staying for 180 days, for more than 180 days, he will become non-resident. BOP transaction என்னது? BOP is a transaction between residents of a country and to the external world. Okay. Remittances is positive for India. India is the highest recipient of remittances. So during the financial year 2022, India received 100 billions of remittances. 100 billion. India is the highest receiver in the world, more than China. Exactly, they are one of the main contributors. Main contributors of forex reserve, main contributors of foreign currencies. Because in the example பார்த்தோம்ல, So Aramco is paying 10,000K to Raghu. His wage will be paid in foreign currencies. For example, US dollar. It will be paid through foreign currency. So Raghu will send the foreign currency to India. So foreign work பண்றவங்க, they are the highest contributors of foreign currency. அவங்க US டாலர்ல ரிசீவ் பண்ணுவாங்க இன்கம். So US டாலரை again he will send it to the family in India. So இந்தியால இந்தியன் கவர்மெண்ட் வந்து they will collect the US dollar. Indian government they will keep it as reserve. Then they will pay in rupees, Indian rupees. இந்தியால டாலர் வாங்கி வச்சுப்பாங்க, வாங்கி வச்சுட்டு இந்தியால ருபியா பே பண்ணிடுவாங்க ரகுவோட ஃபேமிலி. So they are one of the highest contributors of foreign currency. Okay, so we are exporting 250 billion worth of goods, but we are importing 381. So our trade balance is always negative. Then invisibles, net factor income, income, private transfers. இது மூணு தான் பார்த்தோம். So current account balance consists of trade balance or balance of visibles and balance of invisibles. Balance of trade or visible plus balance of invisible. Balance of current account balance.
Oh, current account balance.
Current account balance. Formula means? Okay. So current account balance means it will be, everything will be added. Balance of visible plus balance of invisible will be added. So balance of visible la trade balance, sorry, goods and goods. Then balance of invisible la services, then transfer payments, then factor income. So for example, services 100 billion positive, transfer payments negative, sorry, it is positive, and again 100 positive. Factor income is negative, minus 150 or minus 100. Then balance of trade, this is minus 100. minus 150. So overall current account balance is minus 50. So everything will be added. This is minus 150. Again this is minus 100. Services is positive and transfer payment is positive. So overall current account balance is negative. So this current account balance is negative. It will be recovered from forex reserve. So as of now, what's our forex value? 642 billion. So as of March 15, our forex is 642 billion US dollar. So current account balance is 50 negative. So this 50 will be recovered from forex reserve. So next forex will become 592. So if there is no forex reserve, that is called balance of payment crisis. It happened in 1991. Obviously, ஏனா Indian rupee they won't accept. Forex, what is meant by forex reserve? Forex reserve, foreign exchange reserves. Foreign exchange reserves, that is the short term for forex. So it will consist of US dollar, UK pound sterling, then Japanese yen, then euro. So global currencies will be there. Gold, SDR, reserve trunk position. So everything will be there. So we are saving this forex to do transaction with the foreign countries. We are importing. Import reduce பண்ண முடியாது. ஏனா we are depending on foreign countries for petroleum products, crude product. So அதை reduce பண்ண முடியாது. That is essential. So we have 50 negative current account balance. So அதை reduce பண்ண முடியாது. It is inevitable. So this will be compensated from this forex reserve. So that's why we are saving forex reserve. நம்ம சேவ் பண்ணிட்டே இருப்போம். It will keep on accumulating.
Suppose இது அந்த 50 அகைன் நம்ம மறுபடியும் போடுவோம் இல்ல அது
புரியல.
மறுபடியும் இந்த 50 இது வந்து ஆட் பண்ணுவோமா இல்ல
எந்த 50?
இப்போ கண்டிஜென்சி பண்றது.
ஓகே.
எடுத்தாக்க அகைன் அது நம்ம ஃபில் அப்
எக்ஸாக்ட்லி. ஸோ இங்க பாருங்க, இந்த ட்ரெண்டை பார்த்தா யூ கேன் அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட். ஸோ மார்ச் 25, 2022. Okay. So that time forex reserve was 618 billion. So then in between 2023, our forex reserve reduced. So it went to around 535. So it keep on decreasing because at that time our current account will be very negative. So that time we are taking money from forex. So it kept on decreasing. So nowadays again after 1 year again it is increasing. So actually this 50. This is current account. So உடனே current account actually forex வந்து எடுக்க மாட்டாங்க. Then capital account will be there. Capital account. Suppose the capital account also is negative. Only then forex reserve will be used. Suppose capital account will be 100 positive. So actually 50 will be added to the forex reserve. Capital account because it is 100 positive. But current account is only 50 negative. So 50 will be added to the forex reserve. But in case this capital account is also negative, then 150 will be deducted from forex reserve. Current trend வந்து capital account is mostly positive because loans can be taken. So loan வாங்கிப்போம் நம்ம. Loan வாங்கிட்டே இருக்கலாம், எவ்வளவு வேணா வாங்கலாம். Loans, then FDI is increasing. FDI is coming into India. So money comes into India, foreign direct investment.
Sir, DNAJ 1991
Exactly.
closed economy ஒரு concept.
Hmm.
Because இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு situation balance of prices வந்துச்சுன்னா அது ஒரு closed economy சொல்லலாம். ஏன்னா நம்மளால balance of payment இல்லைன்னா export பண்ண முடியாது.
இல்லை ஆக்சுவலாக வந்து we cannot be closed economy. ஏன்னா
We are not
we are depending on foreign countries. Then IMF helped us. IMF gave money. ஸோ அதனால தான் அந்த டைமில் லாட் ஆஃப் ரிஃபார்ம்ஸ் வேர் இம்போஸ்ட் ஆன் அஸ். எல்பிஜி ரிஃபார்ம்ஸ் பார்த்தோம்ல, அதில் வேரியஸ் ரிஃபார்ம்ஸ் வேர் இம்போஸ்ட் ஆன் இந்தியா பை IMF.
scenario நம்ம சொல்லலாம்.
No. Closed economies that will be decided by their own. So Cuba decided their own. அதான் சொன்னேன், அந்த closed economic concept is outdated. As of now, there is no closed economy in the world. Everyone is interdependent. Capital account, those transactions which will alter the current account will not alter the assets and liabilities, but capital account transactions will alter the assets or liabilities of Indian residents and their assets in the foreign countries. Capital account transactions will alter the Indian residents' assets or liabilities in foreign countries. Also, foreign residents' assets or liabilities inside India. Capital account transactions are those transactions that will alter Indian residents' assets or liabilities in foreign countries or outside India. Also, it will alter the foreign residents' assets or liabilities inside India. So actually, current account will not alter two categories. Capital account will alter two categories. So அங்க alter பண்ணது இங்க it will alter. Any examples?
இப்போ ரிலையன்ஸ் வந்து ஐஃபோன் கம்பெனி ஒரு பெங்களூர் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணுறாங்க. அவங்களுக்கு இங்கே அசட் கிரியேட் ஆகுது.
யார்
ஐஃபோன் பிரான்ச் இது
ஓகே.
ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணுறாங்க. இப்போ அது வந்து எப்படி அவங்களுக்கு வந்து அசட் கிரியேட்
Exactly. So it is altering the assets of any foreigners or Indians. For example, exactly Indian government has given 100 crore loan to Sri Lanka. Indian government has given 100 crore loan to Sri Lanka. So it's actually changing the assets of India. So loan is asset to India. நமக்கு loan கொடுத்தா that will be asset for India, but liability for Sri Lanka. From the BOP recordings of India, that is assets. BOP recording of Sri Lanka, that is liability. So this 100 crore loan is altering the assets of India. So that will be included in capital account. This loan amount.
இந்த 100
Loan amount only.
இந்த 100 crore வந்து நம்மளோட
Capital account.
அதோட இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் வந்து
Current account. So Sri Lankan government will pay periodical interest to the loan. இப்போ நம்ம பேங்க்ல லோன் வாங்கினா we will pay periodical interest. So நமக்கு வாங்குற லோன் வந்து that will be under capital account. நாம periodically pay பண்ற interest will be under current account. Recording. Similarly, Japanese government, JICA, Japanese International Corporation Agency. So இவங்க தான் high speed rail, bullet train, they are funding. So they gave 1 lakh crore to India, to Indian government. So it is actually changing the assets or liabilities of both the governments. So from the perspective of India, it is increasing the liability. So we have to repay the 1 lakh crore. So that is increasing the liability of India. So that will be under capital account.
இதோட இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் வந்து அவங்களோட
Current account.
அண்டர் நெட் ஃபேக்டர்.
First one will be investments. ஃபாலோ பண்ண முடியுதா? Investment either in debt or equity. In the terms we will see it later. So either investment or in equity by resident of one country, investment either in debt or equity made by resident of one country into the rest of the world, in another country or to the rest of the world. Investment made either in debt or equity by resident of a country to the rest of the world or in another country. That is foreign investment. Foreign investment can be both incoming or outgoing. For example, Reliance is investing in foreign company. That is also FDI. That is foreign direct investment, foreign investment. But it is money going out of India. But some foreign countries is investing in India. That is foreign direct investment coming into India. Foreign investment or foreign direct investment, it can be of two ways. It can be money goes out of India or money comes into India. If Indian company is investing in foreign countries, that is FDI going out of India. Foreign investment can be of two types: FDI, FPI. The difference between FDI and FPI is based on the percentage of investment. Percentage of investment. For example, 10% or more in a listed company, that is FDI. Investment by a foreign company in Indian company up to the level of 10% or more in a listed company, that is foreign direct investment, FDI. Listed company means, for example, Reliance is there, that is listed in a share market. So you can invest in Reliance. If it is not listed, you cannot invest in Reliance. Reliance shares la ungala invest panna mudiyadhu. You can invest only in listed companies. Sorry?
Share market எல்லாமே listed company.
So அதான் லிஸ்ட் பண்ணாதான் you can invest. ஷேர் மார்க்கெட்ல சொல்றேன், பிரைமரி மார்க்கெட்ல. Investments can be of various types. நிறைய மெத்தட்ஸ் இருக்கு இன்வெஸ்ட் பண்றது. ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள், buying of shares or investing in shares. Foreign direct investment எப்படி வேணா நடக்கலாம். ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள், complete 100% acquirement. Then brownfield. Investment. Then greenfield investment. FDI can happen through any routes. In the methods, foreign direct investment can happen through any of these routes. Buying shares or investing in shares. For example, buying certain percent of shares. Sorry? Up to 10%. Sorry, 10% or more. If it is less than 10%, that is foreign portfolio investment. So it major differences எல்லாம் கிடையாது FDI க்கும் FPI க்கும். It is only defined based on the percentage of investment. If it is
more than 10% share வாங்கினா கூட
FDI. More than 10% that is FDI. If it is less than 10%, that is FPI.
more than 10% வாங்கிட்டாங்க.
Okay. Okay.
அது வந்து
FDI.
சப்போஸ் இன்னொரு கம்பெனி வந்து ஓன் கம்பெனி ஸ்டார்ட் பண்றாங்க.
Okay, that is greenfield. Greenfield investment. They are establishing a new company in India. For example, Amazon or Google or any other company. Japanese company. Honda. Honda is a Japanese company. So they are establishing a new factory in India. They are establishing a new factory. புதுசா கட்டறாங்க. That is greenfield investment. They are establishing a new factory from the scratch. எதுவுமே இல்ல. They are establishing a new factory. Honda in India. Honda Private Limited. That is greenfield investment because Honda is a foreign company. They are investing in India. So that is greenfield investment. That is new investment. Brownfield means already a company is functioning. For example, Hero Motors. Exactly. Those are joint ventures. So Hero Motor is already functioning in India. The company Honda, they bought the company 100% of the company. Fully மொத்தமா வாங்கிடுறாங்க. மொத்தமா வாங்கிட்டு they are starting producing Honda from the manufacturing unit of Hero. Initially Hero produce பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தாங்க. But Honda company, they bought it outright, 100% வாங்கிட்டாங்க. Now they are producing Honda. That is brownfield because already the company is established and they are functioning. So அந்த கம்பெனியில் இன்வெஸ்ட் பண்ணி they have started making their products. That is brownfield investment. ஒன்றும் இல்லை, brownfield highways, greenfield highways. greenfieldனா already there is no road, ஃப்ரெஷ்ஷாக road create பண்ணுறது, that is greenfield highways. For example, Chennai Salem highway that was proposed, that is a greenfield highway. எது
இப்போ இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷன் வந்து புதுசாக ஒன்று கட்டினாங்கன்னா greenfield.
Exactly.
வாடகை எடுத்தீங்கன்னா பரவாயில்ல.
Exactly. So as of now, Chennai Bangalore expressway, that is a greenfield expressway. ஏன்னா இனிஷியலாக ரோடு எதுவுமே இல்லை, ஃப்ரெஷ்ஷாக எல்லாமே புதுசாக கிரியேட் பண்ணுது, that is greenfield expressway. But already existing road, some road is already existing. For example, Pondi Dindivanam road, it was already existing. So அந்த existing road they developed, so that is brownfield highway. Similarly, already established company, that is brownfield investment. Fresher create panna, that is greenfield. Then joint ventures is another method of foreign investment. Joint ventures. Joint venture means there will be collaboration between Indian company and foreign company. For example, Maruti Suzuki. Suzuki is a foreign company, Maruti is an Indian company. So they established a joint venture. Together they started producing cars, that is joint venture. Then for example, insurance, Bharati AXA. Bharati AXA general insurance company. AXA is a French company. Bharati is an Indian company. This is the example of joint venture. Hero Honda, that is another joint venture. Hero is an Indian company, Honda is a Japanese company.
Buying shares. அது எவ்வளோ percentage?
10% or more is FDI. 10% of more, 10% or more in a listed company, that is FDI. If it is less than 10%, that is FDI, FPI. If it is less than 10%, FPI. Less than 10% in a listed company, that is FPI. But any amount of percentage in unlisted company, the company list பண்ணவே இல்லை, they are outrightly they are buying the shares or 100% procuring, that is FDI. Any percent in unlisted company, that is FDI. Even 1% in unlisted company or 95% in unlisted company. Unlisted means they are not listed in share market. So share market la poi you cannot buy the shares. Directly there will be agreement between owners. Any person in unlisted company will be FDI. Either it can be 1% or even up to 95%. Of 95% of investment in unlisted company, that will be FDI.
அது ஷேர்ஸ் மேனேஜ்மென்ட் யூஸ் பண்ண முடியாது. அன்லிஸ்டட் கம்பெனிஸ் ஷேர் வாங்க.
ஆமா. So directly there will be agreement between the owners. So listed company la 10% or more is FDI, less than 10% is FPI. This is based on Moyaram panel. This definition is based on Moyaram panel. So major differences la kediyadu, there will be interchangeable, it will be used interchangeably. So this definition is not accepted worldwide. This is in the Indian context. ஓகே, டைம் ஆயிடுச்சா? Okay, from for next class we will see definition of FDI and FB differences. We will continue in the next class.